For those of us who deeply value community service and local philanthropy, the topic we're diving into today is incredibly close to the heart. We're actually going to bypass our usual agenda right now because we need to jump straight into celebrating a truly remarkable individual. We are exploring the life and really the beautiful legacy of Dylan Carter. This is a young man who took his immense talents and used them not just for personal gain, but to enact real, tangible change right in his own community. It's a deeply inspiring story about taking profound personal grief and turning it into this powerful force for good. As we'll see, it really shows how one person's dedication to his roots can leave a lasting impact that echoes way, way beyond his years.
Let's look at how his organization captured his spirit. They said he believed every voice matters and lived that every day. Through his music, his kindness, and his smile, he brought people together. That isn't just a memorial quote. That's literally a blueprint for how Dylan lived his life. He didn't just sit around and talk about community. He actively built it with his warmth and his sheer presence. It perfectly sets the tone for everything we are going to unpack today about his extraordinary journey.
Section 1. A voice for others. So we have to introduce Dylan not merely as that 24-year-old musician who caught the nation's attention, but through the three main pillars of his identity. He was a deeply proud South Carolina native, a remarkably gifted musician, and above all else, a tireless community advocate. And while sure, that incredible singing voice eventually brought him a level of national fame, his true legacy, the thing that defined him to the people who knew him best, is found in how he poured his boundless energy into uplifting everyone around him. He took his platform and used it to amplify the needs of his community. He really proved that you can reach for the stars while keeping your feet firmly planted in the hometown soil you love.
Section 2. A tribute to Mom. If we trace his path, you're going to see a journey marked by passion, tragedy, and honestly, immense courage. Dylan's love for music blossomed super early on. He grew up in St. George, South Carolina, just a small town roughly 50 miles outside of Charleston, and music was his constant companion. But then, in 2022, his entire world was shaken by the devastating loss of his mother. Rather than letting that kind of grief silence him, he channeled it, and by 2023, that exact journey led him to an incredibly emotional national television debut, auditioning for season 24 of the hit show The Voice.
When he stepped onto that massive stage, he made a very specific, deeply meaningful choice. His audition song was Whitney Houston's soaring ballad, I Look to You. He openly shared that this powerful and frankly incredibly difficult performance was a direct, heartfelt tribute to his mom. He stood under those bright studio lights and just poured every ounce of his love, his heartbreak, and his resilience into that melody, allowing the entire country to witness his incredible vulnerability and strength.
Now, the sheer magnitude of his talent can really be summed up by a single number: 4. That emotional, powerhouse tribute to his mom made all 4 judges on The Voice hit their buttons and turn their chairs around. Getting even one chair to turn is a lifelong dream for most singers, but a 4-chair turn? That is a super rare testament to undeniable artistry. Out of that incredibly talented panel, Dylan ultimately chose country music legend Reba McEntire to be his coach, cementing his status as a rising star in the country music world.
Section 3. Building the Low Country. Contrast the bright lights, the celebrity coaches, and the millions of viewers of national fame with the quiet, steady rhythm of St. George, South Carolina. Dylan navigated both of these totally different worlds with the exact same authenticity. He showed us that national recognition never pulled him away from his core identity as a proud, low-country native. He stayed connected to his neighbors, his local businesses, and the hometown that built him. It just proves you absolutely do not have to leave your community behind to achieve your dreams.
It's also incredibly inspiring to see how his day-to-day professional roles were literal extensions of helping his neighbors put down roots. He definitely wasn't just resting on his musical laurels. He was a true entrepreneur and a dedicated community builder. He owned Sunny Days RV and Campground, creating this really welcoming space for families to gather and make lasting memories. And on top of that, he worked as a local realtor. Think about what a realtor actually does. They quite literally help their neighbors establish a solid foundation and build their lives within the community. Both of these roles required a deep, personal investment in the people and the landscape of South Carolina.
Section 4. The Local Voice Mission.
This brings us to what is arguably his most impactful endeavor. It perfectly showcases how he bridged his immense passion for personal connection with deeply purposeful philanthropy. Dylan channeled the profound loss of his mother into a highly specific, absolutely vital mission. He co-founded The Local Voice, a South Carolina nonprofit organization dedicated entirely to benefiting and uplifting women battling cancer right in his community.
He essentially took the agonizing pain of his own family's experience and transformed it into a genuine lifeline of support for others navigating that exact same difficult journey.
And the thing is, Dylan wasn't just some figurehead on a letterhead. He was the true, beating, emotional heart of the organization. His colleagues and friends described him as the core of the charity, the guy actively working on the ground. He utilized his innate kindness and that signature smile of his to make sure that every single person who interacted with the local voice felt seen, felt valued, and felt genuinely supported during what were arguably their toughest days.
Section 5. Carrying the Light Forward.
Now, as many of you might know, the heartbreaking news recently emerged that Dylan's life was tragically cut short in a car accident in Colleton County. It is a devastating loss of a vibrant 24-year-old. Yet the response from his nonprofit has been incredibly uplifting despite the heavy sorrow. They put out a pledge saying, "We will carry his light forward and continue this mission in his honor." They also shared the immense comfort they find in knowing he is now reunited in heaven with the mother he loved and honored so deeply. This statement isn't just words, it's a promise. It's a guarantee that the vital work he started and the women he fought so hard to protect and support will continue to be championed in his name.
We are so grateful for Dylan, for the love he gave this community, and for the impact he leaves behind. To me, and really to anyone out there who values community building, Dylan's life serves as an undeniable roadmap. It shows us exactly how one person's genuine kindness, combined with actionable service, can leave a permanent mark on an entire community. He showed us what it looks like to truly, deeply care for your neighbors. Because at the end of the day, a life's value isn't just measured in the years we get, but in the impact we leave behind.
Which brings us to a provocative thought I want to leave you with today. How will you use your local voice for your community today? Dylan Carter showed us that whether you're belting it out on a national stage, selling a house to a young family, or organizing support for those who are sick, you have a voice that matters. Let Dylan's extraordinary journey inspire those of us who value local service to step up and find a way to uplift the people around us today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.